Hey, thanks for joining us today for another Kickstarter overview video. Today, we're going to be giving you the overview of Escape Deathrace 2182 Micro from Good Days Games. As always, before we jump into it, we want to make sure that you're aware that our overview videos are sponsored in part by our Kickstarter backers and the creators of this game. Hello, and thank you for tuning in to another Kickstarter overview video out of Tantrum House Studio J. I'm Jonah Du. Today, we're going to be giving you an overview of the game Escape Deathrace 2182 Micro. Now, this is not to get confused with the full-size version of this game that'll be released a little bit later. This version here plays 1 to 4 players and takes somewhere around 30 minutes to play. We are going to jump in and show you some components of this game and learn how to play in our overview video. Inside the mint tin, you'll find character cards, power cards, weapon drop tokens and cards, event cards, and road tiles, among other things. On your turn, you shuffle and select one D4 roll card and place as many tiles down as the number that you drew. At this point, you also move your character token that many spaces as well. You're allowed to play the tiles in any direction as long as they form a track. On your turn, you can play a power card, which allows a special ability, or you could play a weapon drop that might damage another player who comes after you. The game has 3 bosses to beat and one final boss that must be beaten before a winner is declared. Escape Deathrace 2182 Micro is a tile placing, dungeon crawl type of battle it out game. You can play this from 1 to 4 players. We've been able to play it a few times over at Studio J here, and we've realized that at a higher player count, you get more of the battle it out, winner take all scenario, whereas at a lower player count, like 1 or 2, you get the tile placing aspect and a little bit more strategy. So it's interesting that this game kind of carries both of those components. If you're interested in the tile placing, dungeon crawl, battle it out scenario, then this game might be one you want to check out. After you defeat all 3 kind of lower level bosses and get to the one final boss at the end, the game still isn't over until you're the last player standing, the last car on the track. So that's where you get that battle it out scenario that makes it a little bit more tough when you have a higher player count. This game, like I mentioned before, is the micro version, and the full version of this game is being developed currently and will be released shorter, but the micro version is available right now on Kickstarter. So if you're interested in this type of game, check it out. Escape Deathrace 2182 is definitely family friendly. It says 8+ on the box here, but realistically I think you could almost get anyone to play the game as long as they could read the cards. Every character is asymmetric, but you've also got special abilities on those characters, so you kind of need to pay attention to that as you continue playing and as you move forward. Each tile that you place got some different powers depending on which tile you land on. Depends on if that activates an event, or if you're running through a hazard and you've got to kind of draw for that hazard, or even if it's like a space that you kind of zoom through, like a turbo boost. There's 3 bosses. When you get to the bosses, you've got to stop on those bosses until you defeat them, so that can kind of hold you up from getting to the final boss if you're not the person playing tiles, because someone else could play a tile over by kind of where their car is and get the final boss to appear on the track by them. So you kind of got to pay attention to that. But it is very competitive, fast-paced, but again, plays in about 30 minutes, 15 to 30, depending on your player count, game that comes in the mint tin. So Escape Deathrace 2182, look for it on Kickstarter right now. And as always, if you're interested in seeing more about what's coming to Kickstarter, or about some other games that we can review, leave a comment, or like the video, or send us a message. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'll talk to you guys soon.